I've been traveling by myself since I was 18. First London in UK, then Australia for a year, then I moved to Spain in Barcelona, and now I'm currently in New Zealand. Some people think that I'm rich because how else could I possibly afford to travel so much without being rich, right? Well, spoiler alert, I'm not. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tanya and this is Max and Travels. In this channel I talk about moving abroad and managing your personal finances while traveling. So do you need to be rich to travel that much? The answer is no. How I do it is pretty simple. I try to lower my expenses as much as possible, trying to live as a local, not as a tourist. Let's cut the shit. Going on a holiday is expensive, always. And if you enjoy luxurious vacations and splurging on trips, that is so fine. But that doesn't work for me. I like to stretch my money as much as possible and try to live a real local experience wherever I can. This is what most people do after high school. They start looking for a university, then they look for a job, then they look for a place to live by themselves. They need to work to pay off university fee, bills, rent, and so on. Saving up, zero. My journey was a little bit different. And let's be clear, I didn't expect to become addicted to traveling when I started all of this. It just happened. My first idea was to learn English, and the cheapest way to do it was to become an au pair. So if you don't know what an au pair is, we can say that it's a cultural exchange. You get to live in a family, you help looking after the kids, and you help with house chores. And in exchange, you get to learn the language and you learn some skills. But the best part is that you actually get to really know a country and his traditions by living in a local family. If you want to know more about it, please let me know in the comments below so I can go on and make another video. So this is how everything started. Of course, my way of traveling changed and it's been 9 years now. But along the way I learned a few things that I would like to share with you today. So let's get into it. So the first step is saving up. If you've never done this before, put it as your priority. It could be as little as 100 euros per month. So you'd end up at the end of the year with 1200 euros. Then, of course, it's up to you if you decide to use that money for the latest iPhone or for an experience. And of course, sometimes our computer breaks and we have no other choice than buying a new one. But I always try to prioritize experiences than objects because, at least to me, they give me more value. So if you're thinking of going on a holiday, that money will last you for 1 or 2 weeks. But if your plan is to travel long term, that it's enough money to get you started. 1200 euros are enough money to live in a foreign country for a month or a flight ticket to go to the other part of the world. And yes, this is how much it costed me to move here to New Zealand. And it also was the cheapest flight, so yeah. After you saved up a little bit of money, you can start creating a budget. If you haven't done it before, don't worry, I will be covering it in a future video. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Going quickly through it, you need to understand how much money it will cost you to pay for rent, bills, grocery, and transportations. So this is what making a budget means. Having a plan that will allow you to understand how much you can spend and how long that money will last you for. The best tip that I can give you, and this is what I also personally do, is to cut on the biggest expense, which is the roof above your head. No matter where you're going, rent will always be the higher expenses that you'll have. And usually, the shorter the period you're staying in a place, the higher the price that you pay. So how can you lower it? There are different ways to do it. One of them is flatting, so choosing to rent a room instead of a full apartment. It's a good place to start. The second option is choosing an activity that will cover room and board. For example, becoming an au pair, but also volunteering, and my favorite, house sitting. Where I come from, it's not so common, but here in New Zealand and also in Australia, it's pretty popular. This is how it works. The owners of the house go on holiday and they need someone to look after their house and their pets. And it could be for a short period of time, which it makes it a perfect option if you want to go just on a holiday, but also for long periods of time, which is the best part because you can get to live rent-free in a house for potentially months. And this is what I'm doing right now. I'm house sitting, looking after Loki, an Australian Shepherd, and staying in this house rent-free. And why did I choose house sitting instead of the other options that I told you before? It's because I needed a place to stay for a short period of time while I would look for a job and while I was settling in a new city. Then it happened that I found a job before coming here, so now I'm working and saving up 80% of my salary because I don't need to pay for rent. So isn't that insane? And I'm not saying this to brag or anything. I just want you to know that it's possible. Traveling on a budget, it's possible. You don't need to be rich to do it. There are infinite possibilities. You just need to find the one that works for you. And now you can see how 1,200 euros can last you a very long time if you want them to. It's up to you. I really hope this video was useful for you. Please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.